Thank you for listening to It's On Us podcast. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and enjoy the episode.
A good person.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a good person. I don't think
Whatever you
anybody-
believe in, that's
yeah.
cool on you. If that's what helps you, you're more spiritual to me than you are.
It's your
like,
intention behind what you're
Right.
doing is what navigates you to go to that next space. So like,
Exactly.
if you're naturally a good person, that'll like forecast echo into your life. I literally have a tattoo that says, "What you do in life echoes into eternity." So whatever you're projecting in the world will come back to you in some space, some form. Like we're infinite beings. That's how we're like supposed to like look at ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah,
So-
for sure.
What
I
if
think
in
it's
like
okay to not
Yeah.
believe in anything, though.
Yeah,
I
for
was gonna
sure.
say,
anything
what if in like a
spiritual.
weird way you are your own God?
Yeah.
That's
And
why. That's
you,
how I
and
feel.
you just kind of just remain humble to yourself. And
That's
See,
it.
but
True
if
to
you,
what
if you
your-
say
your
that, though,
beliefs.
if I say, "Oh, I am God," do you become
Nah,
blasphemous?
see, that's kind of I feel
No.
like
You know what I mean?
you
Like,
can't say I am a God. I am my own God.
Yeah,
You
you can
know
say
that
like you're a
you-
vessel of God, like his word flows
See,
through you, type of deal. But even that gets misconstrued too. So it's like, how
But
do
it-
you play that?
But in rebuttal to what Gabe said, by saying I am my own God, you can say I am a God, but you don't have to claim your other people gods because by you saying you believe you're your own God, you're believing the next man is their own God too.
Right.
So you know you can
Right.
say they're a God also
A
out of
God
respect.
says, "I am ruler."
Or that's
of-"
just like saying like how Kyrie would say kings and queens.
Exactly.
Not
that's
everybody
what-
is the king or a queen, but you know,
Of your own,
You're
right.
the main character.
I really think we do live in this quantum realm of like everybody's reality is their truth, and who are we to sway? Who believe? Like what do you believe in? What you believe in?
And if you have to tell yourself you're a king or a god to feel like you're your highest form of yourself and that helps you bring about the best productivity in your life, I don't think there should be anything wrong with stopping that person. If they're telling themselves every day, I'm a god because I can do this, this, and that, well, that's what they truly believe. Let them believe that because guess what? They're being a truly productive person because they could be the complete opposite and be a piece of shit or their life could be in shambles. So,
And also, being religious doesn't mean that you're not a piece of shit.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like you can't veil yourself and say I'm a great person because I'm religious.
no.
I mean, we've all seen. We've all seen some
Or-
structure of that.
Yeah, or even I go to church every Sunday, so I'm blessed. I'm good. Like no, what do you do the rest of the 6 days of the week?
Sin,
Are you
or
a piece of
natural sinners, and people just naturally sin, which
That's
is
why
okay.
you repent,
You know.
right?
Right.
Yeah, you go. Sunday I'm good, but Monday through Saturday.
I'm ratchet
Like,
the rest of the
ow,
days.
okay, how do you justify?
Sunday, I'm holy though. That's what they say,
To me,
yeah.
none of us are born perfect, and just because you wear the title of religious, that's just like pretty much saying I have this title, so I'm better than the next person who doesn't wear this title. No, that doesn't even make sense logically.
For some people, it does, man. Like
Yeah,
I said,
for
we live in this quantum where everybody's reality and their truths are all they know. So it's like
And no
take some
offense-
persuasion,
Yeah,
I
for
guess.
sure. And no offense to the older folk, but I think that is more their thought. If I'm religious, I'm better than you, type of shit. So now we're kind of accepting. We're 20 years old, 20-some years old,
Yeah.
a little more accepting of people and their difference, our differences.
You just gotta let people accept whatever they want to accept. Like I've noticed though with the vaccine stuff too, like people are like vaccine shaming now, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
oh, if you don't have this vaccine, you're not right. Like
Right, you shouldn't be doing
no,
that.
you're better than me because you had this shot.
No,
It's like you're trying to like pull and like adjust people to what you think your agenda, basically. So
don't get me wrong. We appreciate you for being forward thinking and doing the right thing, but don't shame the next person because they're not where you're at mentally yet. Some people have to take time to accept before they want to put anything in their body. Just like how you had to do your research and put it in your body. Give them time.
Yeah.
Everybody comes around.
I put some information like on Facebook because I'm like people need to know if I was hearing people couldn't get it, okay, well there's ways to do it, and so I said hey, and I always made sure whenever I talk about it like on social media, it's like if you want it, if you really want it, it's not get it because I said so. It's if you're truly wanting it, this is the way to do it.
you're interested in being vaccinated like the rest of everybody. So here is a outlet for you that I just posted. Go follow that. That's what you want to do. Go do that.
And that's good that you guys do that, but that's another reason why I got offline because I got tired of, I feel like signal calling and trying to be that positive person like what you guys are doing because there's a point where people are doing that like, oh, I couldn't do it. And there's, like you said, people who really want to do it. A lot of people don't want to do it. And over time, we're going to see people who really want to do it because they're going to have it done. And the people who are going to be chirping about getting it done and never get it done.
Well, I think right now at this point, if you haven't had it, and I'm not shaming anybody. It's like you're probably not getting it.
Right.
That's
know.
not
See,
true.
no, don't
That's
say
not
that.
Well, I
true.
mean,
no,
that's
'cause-
not true at all because I wanted to get it. got COVID,
Right, we got-
and
I have to
now I
wait
have to
too now.
wait.
Right.
Oh yeah, because you're like basically you're immune now.
Yeah, they told me
For
because
so
I
long.
crossed her, I have to wait. I had to
Yeah, because
cancel
I
my
got the
appointment.
balls to finally like get it because I told myself like I'm not gonna get it until it's FDA approved because now it's not right now.
It's not.
So
Yeah.
all
To be
these are
honest.
emergency vaccines, which people need to
Yes.
understand. Like these aren't, they're approved, but like they're not FDA.
They're approved
Like
just
Right.
because it's a whole
Yeah.
But
pandemic.
For emergency
still,
use.
They still had certain restrictions. They had to meet certain things. Certain
Exactly.
testing results. They couldn't just release it. But it doesn't have the full year-long, 2 years review. So
I think it's like 3 years before it's FDA
So-
approved.
I'm hoping. So, of course, now I got 2 shots in my arm. Hoping now that in 2 years they don't say, you know what, we probably shouldn't have done that. And they,
You don't want to see a commercial pretty much.
Yeah.
Have you got the shot? Do you need a
have
lawyer?
you can get compensation.
Well, now I've
Yeah.
seen that they're advising you to get a third shot.
it's a
Yeah,
booster.
it's a booster, yeah.
I guess like annually now you're gonna have to get this shot.
Annually.
It's a vaccine. It's like you get
Flu
the flu
shot.
shot.
So
That's
like
what they're
the
making this out to
HPV
be.
one, how they had like you have to get it every 3 years or whatever
Mm-hmm.
that was, and like you have to do like 3 shots in order to be.
And I got that. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
polio.
And a lot of it is like, So a lot of it is like fear based.
Yeah,
I am scared of needles.
but there was a thing
But-
that came out that said overall the Moderna, worked better than any other vaccine, and the booster shot made it.
helped it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting it. Like I
Hey,
said,
hey,
as soon
look.
as I can.
Yeah.
I'm
And
getting it.
kind of on the same thing as religion. If you want it, great. If you don't want it, great.
I haven't got the shot yet, but I do intend to get it. I just knew some shit was gonna happen to where you say you were gonna get a third or a fourth. So I just wanted to wait. Like you said, it takes 3 years to get approved. I was just gonna give myself a year. I feel like everybody around me already has it. Like you have it, Jacob has it, my mom has it, my grandma and grandpa got it.
Right.
Like I see all these.
And if it weren't
Cause
for
and
getting sick,
effects.
I would have had it.
I already see the cause and effects of what it is to not have it and get the shot, and then to have COVID and then get the shot, because I know of people who got it and had the shot already. So
I mean, there's just a new world coming where I feel like it's going to be necessary to have it to be safe, because after seeing this stuff up close and with new strains coming and stuff, we just have to play it safe, and we're like blindly navigating as a whole country. You have to take a blind leap of faith and just really hope that your health is in the best hands right now, and you have to just do what you got to do to hopefully not infect the next person, because you really don't want them being infected.
but I also think we had the Spanish flu in 1918, and it was just like the pandemic now. Why couldn't we have learned from that and been prepared?
I mean, they've been trying. Like I said,
They
they
really dropped
injected
the
a
ball
bat
on
with it.
the-
They were trying to learn about it. It just got out before they got a vaccine for it. That's all that really happened.
I think the problem is we don't take shit serious.
Yeah,
Oh, for
And
sure.
then once it was too serious, it was already out of our grasp.
Problem is
Right, and that's-
everything's a fucking joke.
And that's why I'm saying you want to get this,
Everything's
because
a
you don't want to
post,
catch
everything's a-
it and then watch somebody, possibly die from it before you're convinced to get it. That's why I'm saying you might as well just be safe, get it, and not even take the risk worth of possibly going to the hospital or, the worst. You don't want that.
Yeah, 500,000 people have already, that's that. On the grand scheme, it's like, well, there's billions of people, but still, you don't want anybody to die from anything.
One is way too many,
So,
It's got to be a sacrifice. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. That's just how the world is set up. They have to experiment on people to find out what works and what doesn't. That's why I'm they came up with this cure too fast.
no, it's modern medicine, though.
But it's my medicine. Okay, in the same sense that it's do we really trust it fully?
Yes, these people are
do you trust the government?
It's
See,
not
I wouldn't.
government.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it as a government.
The
thing.
government ain't making medicine. This is like the whole health
Right.
This is the health
CDC. Yeah, this
organization.
is scientists. The
I'm
government
sorry.
ain't scientists.
I can't listen to someone on Facebook saying that, XYZ about why I shouldn't do it or what I should think. It's like, I'm going to listen to the people that have done this for decades and research and
Scientists.
Yeah.
scientists.
People spending
Okay.
20 plus
I
years,
agree.
their whole life is dedicated to finding out what is going to fix this one thing.
My whole thing is we have studies from the Egyptian times of these people having surgeries, brain surgeries. So it's just like you said, we might have rushed it too fast because we still don't understand how they did that.
Back then,
You know what I'm saying? So to explain how they did what they did
yeah.
to me now, if you can't do it, I still don't understand how you can excel in a
Yeah.
modern day science, so to speak, at the way we did.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
but-
Yeah, go ahead.
It's basically a sickness. It's a virus, and then you dissect that virus, and how they get the vaccine. That you just kind of copy it. I'm not a fucking doctor, so
No,
I don't
yeah,
know.
100%.
But it's a
Dr.
very
John.
it's very A B equals C. A plus B equals C type of.
But and not in every case do you get an A equals B. You know.
Right.
So I think the amount of people that we would need to actually have a trial number. Let's say they did like 100,000. It's gonna be in the millions. I feel like you have to test it over 1 million people to understand 1 billion different aspects of it.
See, but here's the weird thing, because I see what John's getting at, because back then we really didn't have the power to connect and really think as a whole community on this, and where everybody feels like they can be a scientist at one time and really like bounce ideas off of each other. And back then science was a lot slower as far as medicine, so it may have taken a lot longer to get a vaccine to the Black Plague and stuff like that. And what he's saying with modern medicine, due to the fact that there's technology, information can go around the world so much faster, you're able to like put together something maybe quicker that will not eventually, but will hopefully keep the number under what the Black Plague had, because we really don't want this stuff to reach people who are creating vaccines, because if they start dying off, then we will get a way slower vaccine that will be way more untrustful by people who aren't really well equipped to do this. So I'm kind of with John as far as like there's the top minds working on this right now. They're not infected. They're telling us it's bad. We need this. I'm kind of with it. It only makes sense when you think about it, because if those people died off, would you trust the next wave of people who aren't as well equipped to come up with something? Probably
No,
not.
but we went from one mind being able to think for 10 people to 10 people being able to think for one now. And I kind of don't like that switch into medicine, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
We want, I can't think of no famous, pharmacists that came up with, actual vaccines. But, when it was back then, it was just them and their work. And they dedicated everything they did to that.
Right.
Now we have a piece of what you did, a piece of what John did, a piece of what Osh did. Now we get a whole piece of the pie, but I feel like it's not as gelled.
Yeah.
Because, your puzzle is not the same pieces as mine. But we made it work because, like I said, A and A somewhere down the line did get B.
Right.
Question:
Right.
Have you guys ever wondered like why there's 3 different vaccines?
Well, there's so many different. There's like China has a different vaccine than
But
us.
like, what's in each of them?
It's probably the same. I don't even.
Basic
Yeah,
concept in each.
could be. There was the one that has to be refrigerated. So it's just maybe
Make sure to the front.
ways that they are being stored, ways that they're being produced. I don't know. That's.
I don't know. I just kind of wonder.
Well, it's the
Damn,
thing
now
too.
you're loud as shit.
Here we go.
She was talking to the back of the mic.
No,
That's
you
why
can
I
get
just
back
said-
in front, but you was just really low.
My bad.
No, and here we go with, we were mentioning about capitalists before the episode. This is fucking opportunity for millions of dollars, billions of dollars to be spent with these companies. They want money. They're like, first off, we could get vaccines out. We can produce like 4. They're making like masks. They're adjusting. So these companies, these pharmacy companies are trying to make money.
But you don't
I
get
know what you
charged
mean.
for a vaccine.
Oh, but someone's got to pay
I hope
for
they
it.
don't
Yeah.
ever start charging. That's why I also
Taxes.
want to get ahead of
I
it.
don't think they can because it is a global pandemic.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
but they
under
got-
the
Don't worry, they're not
Obamacare
going to charge
pandemic.
for your insurance if you have it.
Taxes. I'm
But
telling
that's
you,
what I'm
baby,
saying.
something.
People
They'll get you
without
one way or another,
insurance,
yeah.
that it's not fair.
I just know at the end of the day it's going to be worth it. Because I really don't know what's going to happen to people who, again, claim they're going to get it or don't get it, because eventually something will happen to that crowd. I feel like something's just like itching in my bones
Damn,
telling me.
what you mean?
I don't know. I
Don't wish
just feel weird.
that bad look on me, Ricky
I
Bobby.
don't. I know you said you're going to get it.
I do want to get it, though.
It's
but
almost
what if
like
something
a-
happens within the next couple months?
I think everybody
I hope
wants
not.
to get it. They just want to wait and see what happens to the first people.
Oh, absolutely.
I
I'm one of those
see that.
people. I want to get it, but it's too early for me to even see what is
Right.
going
I
on.
respect
So,
it.
like, right. So I'm saying, like, I don't mind that people are doing it. Eventually, I will. But like right now, I feel like I'm not ready to do that. So
That, and I'm just like I said, I'm scared of needles. Okay, and I had to overcome the fear of needles just a couple weeks ago. So I don't think you got to give me a year to do it again.
I'm more nervous about
You're
like
going to
the
start
second
throwing people
dose.
over the wall.
Bro, I got that
y'all in
feeling.
Mexico.
I got that. Jesus Christ.
So you got 2 shots, right? So shout out to Jacob. He's not here with us, but like he got his shot, and like now he's fatigued. That's kind of how Celia was yesterday. Like she got her shot on Friday. That was her second dose, and like the next day she slept for like 12 hours. That's like one of the symptoms of getting the shot. Like some people it really takes out though. Like you're back in the hospital, like it's bad. But like
my dad, he had it on like Thursday, and Friday he was like nope, I'm not going out. I'm going home. Like he was out, and he was like, I just can't. He couldn't function.
Yeah.
And he's of course he's fucking 40 years older than me, so it's like.
Well, if you correlate it, it's also COVID symptoms that you get with the second dose.
Right. And my thing is, it's not COVID they're putting in you. I've read plenty of the reports. It's like this mRNA stuff. Like they created something
It's the copy
that
of it,
pretty much a copy that mimics it, but it's not exactly it.
It's not live. Basically.
Right. It pretty much looks just like it, but it's not it. It doesn't really give you it. So that way, when your body gets it, it can just recognize it and be like, oh, I know what this is. You know, I
know
already
to do
dealt
with
with
it.
this.
Yes.
I haven't had you, but I had your brother. I know your cousin, bro. I can
Y'all
fight
in
you.
the same family. I know.
Right.
I know what's up.
So you had
Awesome.
the big sister. Now this is the little sister.
Right. I didn't have baby D already, so I know what you like.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I mean, just hey, do what you do.
And that's what makes me comfortable, knowing that it's not actually COVID they're putting in me. It's
for
another
sure.
identifiable strand that can identify COVID and fight it off. So scientifically, it's backed up. It makes sense.
You know, and just
I've read the reports.
Just real quick, shout out to them scientists though. Shout out to the people that are the healthcare workers and everybody that's working in the food industries.
Your
And
values.
My cousin is actually working on a vaccine because she's a scientist. She works at Walmart. She's going to retire from Walmart. She's been there for like almost 25 years. She's going to retire from there, but she also works in labs working on vaccines and stuff like that to fight off this. So she's actually one of the workers
That's
doing
dope.
this.
Like,
So shout out to her.
they just
science is dope though.
If
It
they,
really is.
they get this umbrella. You don't hear a lot about a specific scientist or specific companies. It's more or less like they. Thank them.
It's very broad.
She
like,
usually works on medicine for cancer patients, but she stopped doing that to work on COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
That's big.
A lot of
And
doctors
I'm
stopped
telling you,
doing.
everybody
that.
wants that recognition. I stopped COVID. My office, they want their recognition. They want the.
So, question for you. Okay, so would you want to be known as the first person to do something,
Or
The best to
Or
ever
not.
do it.
or
Oh,
like one of the
okay.
people that like contributed to like what went on?
I don't know.
Like took it and like made it better or something.
Because there's people that like they're like the first one to like do something and they get a lot of backlash from it, but like it helps out in the long run. Are
Yeah,
you
they
just
really-
like that's the thing? I don't know. Like with like even like social media, people like want to be the first to like post information, know about what happened,
the whole Kobe
so they
Bryant
get
thing
the
last year.
recognition.
TMZ.
Right, so they get the recognition. Like
That's why if you get the first NFT on anything, it's worth the most. The
Right.
first one of one.
Right.
True. I mean, yeah. People
First. Like Nelly said, I want to be number one.
first, regardless of validity, but if it's right, if it's wrong, it's out there. The whole thing with Kobe Bryant, that was an example.
Oh,
of that,
yeah.
where they threw it out there too early and said he
Yeah.
died, he didn't die,
Because they wanted to be known as the guys
His
who
whole
posted
family
Kobe's
died.
deaths for.
bro, even with like
Right.
rest in paradise, DMX, people were reporting on him before he even passed away. Like, damn, DMX, like he died, like he's still in the hospital. Like you're not the family, you don't know, you're not doctors. Like you guys are just rushing.
Right,
to
they're
report
going to be
something.
the first people to report it, not you, a fan.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back to and just kind of a local example, that dude that got hit in the face with the Twisted Tea can. It was whoever got it out there first, and they got all the retweets and likes and shit, and their pages were blowing up because they wanted to get out there first. I mean, it's all about. I mean, so who would you want to be? I guess is a different question, but yeah, you might get the recognition.
I don't
being
know.
first.
For me, I just try to be that person. Like, I play a role, but I'm just like behind the
for
scenes
sure.
type of deal. Like, I don't want to be front line. If I have to be, I will. But it's like know that like what we're doing makes sense. So, but some people are like, well, I'll be the first. I'll be the guinea pig if you need me to. And we see that like often, like
It
all the
depends
time.
on what it is. I feel the same way, but I guess it would depend.
Yeah.
Like I would be the first to do something if I knew it wouldn't like hypothetically kill me. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to be. I would want to, even if I didn't do it first, I would want to be known one of the best to ever do it.
I guess it just goes back to like intent, right? Whatever your intention is doing this is hopefully good, not just like self-righteous type of deal. Like,
Yep, I got a good one. I want to be the first person known to create a device to go to the bathroom for you. Everybody's going to want that.
Have you ever wanted to ask somebody,
Solution.
like, hey, can you go to the bathroom for me? Like, how clutch? Like, when you're in bed and you're already comfy.
What if you're at the bar drinking, having a good
That's
time?
gotta
don't
be a
wanna leave?
female thing because
No, but, like,
you're
listen.
not the first female that say that. To,
Right.
Like,
no,
out
I know
loud.
I'm not. But, like, if you're in bed and you're comfy and, like, how, like, you get comfy and you forget to turn your light off and you don't want to get up.
You not that
Type of
comfy,
thing.
They got
bro.
those clappers
No.
now. They got the clap- Now I will say so basically what that is, I mean, to go to the bathroom, it's like a colostomy bag. It's like the bag that is connected to you. You just
I don't feel like
That's
moving. I'm
for
just gonna shit.
shits.
Yeah.
That's a shit bag.
Oh, so you can
That's
pee
what
in
you
there. Yeah, it's like a secretion thing.
Want me to shoot you? I'll get you one.
There was a dude. I used to go to this bar. And this dude always would wear like baggy clothes. Like, and he. I didn't realize he was like overly baggy. It was like the summer, and come to find out, dude was sitting there with a costume bag in the bar. I'm like, okay. He never got up.
He needed it, like he had to have
Never
it.
breaking the
So
seal.
is that
son.
what like made you study him? Like, man, he don't ever get up. He just come in, sit down, and don't move.
He said, "I've been here for 5 hours. He been here for 5 hours. He ain't got up once."
And I done got up like 5 times to use the bathroom.
Yeah,
I gotta go right now. What the fuck? Right, yeah. So
Somebody mentioned some sort of bag. I'm like, what are they talking about? I looked it up. I was like, oh.
Oh,
You ever change one? Whew.
No sir, or no ma'am.
That's a whole nother level of.
That's one of those things we talking about outside, where my stomach is, it's cool, but it ain't cool because that right there, I don't think I could do that.
yeah, shout out to all the scientists, health workers. You guys play a huge role for sure.
Honestly, it's CNAs.
All you guys,
all of them.
everybody. If you are
First
on
responders
In the
all
medical
y'all.
field, in any
medical
type
field
of way.
and you want better for the universe, our world that we live in, thank you for sure. Because like, there's people out there that's like way evil. Like,
Yes, I was like, not. Yeah.
yeah, they don't want this at all. So I don't know. Like, everybody has interest, man.
Right,
basically.
talking about depopulate the earth. Too many of y'all anyway.
Well, damn.
And that's the whole thing too. Like I said, what do you believe in? Living this quantum of everybody's reality is their truth. So like, what is your truth? Like, does it make sense, or is it like self-serving?
Sure. Now, so just to kind of like take a little bit of a right turn, but going back to just what Clifton said, they're depopulating the world. Y'all ever seen them things in like it's like in Georgia, it was like an obelisk that like showed up out of nowhere, and it was like commandments were written on it, like about depopulation. Where the fuck did that come from?
Don't know.
Have we ever heard of like a backup story to that? Like
Nope.
that was like 10 years ago, maybe like 5-10 years ago, something like that.
It was actually
Wait,
a
where
few
was this?
years ago.
A few.
Yeah, I don't know.
In
what you're
Georgia,
talking
there's some
about.
sort of like obelisk, like stone obelisk that appeared in
Popped
some
up out of
field.
the earth. Just popped up out
I
of
don't
nowhere.
think it's out of the earth.
That's what they claimed.
But
Or
there-
they think somebody put it there, but nobody knows.
Right.
Sounds like
and,
Moses in the tablet.
So you're
and,
right.
there, and there was like
Nobody knows.
etched in stone, like these commandments that they wanted
in
to.
stone.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you're fucking with me now.
I swear.
No, it's real.
Was it that metal thing?
No, that was
Metal?
recently. That
Yeah,
was
that was
Yeah.
recently.
that was just and those
That
were
was
just,
in like Arizona or some shit.
No, it was in Utah. Then it popped up in Arizona. Then it
Okay.
popped up in like 3 different
That's
other
what I'm saying.
states.
Those. Oh yeah, those are the ones that popped up out of the
like
earth.
literally for even that, like you have to pile drive that in the ground. Like there's equipment. You can't just lay that in. Like it's coming out of
Have
the
you
flatbed.
guys seen recently
The
that-
phenomena came out. I mean, they really declassify like alien stuff like that came out. It's called the phenomena. You can go watch it. Like they actually
That's on
finally
Netflix?
talk about it. Is it on Netflix? We watched it on F
What?
Movies. That's our streaming.
You know what
stuff.
I
It's
think?
called The Phenomenon. It's on. We put it on F Movies, but it's very. They literally interviewed these children in an elementary school in South Africa.
They interview
who
a lot of people,
It
CIA agents,
landed right
everything.
on their playground type shit, and then like 30 years later, they interviewed them again, and they all have the exact same story.
It's
as
not
the
like
first
ancient
time.
aliens or nothing.
And they
Like it's a real documentary.
telepathically
It's pretty good.
communicated with the children.
What you
Like
got
it was
against
standing on
ancient
top of
aliens?
the spaceship.
I like ancient
So it
aliens.
gave
I'm
off
just
like
saying it's
a-
nothing
like
like
a
it. It's like a
radioactive
real documentary,
radiation,
that's all.
like
Like, damn.
what's it's
It
really
landed
show.
I feel like
and it
they
was
add
standing
humor
on
to
top of the
ancient aliens
spaceship.
just a little bit.
And the children were staring at it, and it told them not to be afraid, that it wasn't going to hurt
in their
them.
minds.
Yeah, in their minds.
Yeah,
no,
talk
no
to them
words were said.
telepathically.
And so the children were like, "Oh, cool! Like, I want to touch it." Like, like it was. And then the adults started running up, and it flew off.
Did I tell you guys my theory about how aliens play like a game with us?
No,
I can believe it.
They, in a sense, I feel like they play hide and seek with us.
a little
I mean,
bit.
they do because one dude talked about how he was at a crash landing. It was a sheriff, and how there was some little dudes. He said they had to be like maybe 4'8", 4'9". They weren't above 5 feet.
It was
They
50
looked back
yards
at
from
him.
him.
Yeah, they were 50 yards. Like he talked about the whole thing. Government dude confirmed it and everything. And like they got back in the ship, hurry up and took off.
Sped off.
I think, like, because in a weird way, like, anytime you hear, like, an alien story, and it's usually by one person.
Oh no,
And-
these are air pilots from the Navy.
I know,
Air
I'm
Force.
saying,
There's
but-
plenty of them.
But hypothetically, it's like one person or two people.
Yeah.
But it's just them though around them, and within the vicinity of any, miles. Like you're flying and you're just by yourself, you and your homie. Just casually having a normal day, and they spot you. Like, let's fuck with this dude.
Because you're by yourself, sir. Nobody's gonna believe you. You're by yourself.
Right. So it's who's gonna believe two people out of
No.
billions of people in the world? You know what I'm saying? So all right, boom. Now we got this one person or two people, three, who's by themselves. Let's go fuck with them. They're parallel with you now.
Mm-hmm.
You see them, and now it's this cat and mouse game. What they can get away with us, and who cannot get caught.
I think there's
And it do be seeming like that from the stories they tell. You spot on. That's exactly what it seemed like. And they have like old interviews from 1946 and 56 of generals talking about this shit. And they're like highly concerned. Like, we have no clue what that was. Do not attack. Like we do not want to start a war with an unknown phenomena. Like there's all this stuff in the reports. I was like, wow. I was like, I've been new, but it's cool to finally see it confirmed by government officials. Like these were government people
Yesterday
who were allowed
there
to
was
talk about it. I thought it was dope.
A train of aliens over central Texas, and there's a video on TikTok of it. I just watched it before we came here.
They even showed up in DC.
It was
one
literally
time.
a train going this way across
That's
the sky, and a train of aliens coming down, and it looked like they were scanning.
You know what I think this
scanning
is?
the Earth.
I have two theories on this, all right?
There's videos.
So the first one, these are just teenage aliens fucking with us. Just doing joyrides.
Seeing what they can get
seeing
away
what
with.
they
And
can get
can't.
away with, right? Or the
Like
second,
they doing a project for school and shit,
Yeah.
just coming here and
go to
visiting.
Earth, roam, don't get caught. Whatever you see,
Report
back
what
to
you
us,
see.
Right. Or the second one is that Earth is on a lease and our lease is almost up. So they're starting to reveal themselves like, okay, we got nothing else to hide. Like, you guys should know by now. So it's like
we gave you a technology dump back then. This how far y'all got? Y'all got cell phones and big screens. Like, come on now. Y'all supposed to be flying in the air by now.
Well, you said
Y'all barely
even
making it to the
from
moon.
supposed to have
Roswell
flying cars though
crash.
already. So I don't know.
From the Roswell crash, you
Quash?
said that.
Sound like
Crash,
Elmer
you said
Fudd.
that that's where we got our technology from in like the 40s, 50s.
Yeah,
and
I do
that's why
believe in
it sped
that
up
from the
so
first
quick.
crash, because if you really do look back at technology up until the 40s, 50s, where there was the first Roswell crash. After that, they confiscated a couple of bodies and they took apart their ship. And after that, technology literally boomed after the 40s and 50s. We got color TVs. That's when cell phones came about. Internet came about like way faster. They already had Tesla and Edison's technology, but like whatever they did with that crash shit sped up. We got laser technology after that, like it enhanced. Everything got better
Even
after
within the last 20 years, we had a sped up. We've advanced almost 100 years in the last 20 years.
And that's what, and it got
But if
way
they wouldn't have
faster after the
destroyed
40s and
Tesla shit,
50s,
we would've
because
been way
up
more
until
ahead.
1940, 50, we barely had color TV. We just learned how to use radios. Like we were
We had-
barely getting by.
We had the TVs with the big booties behind it.
we
Like,
just
nobody
built
want those
cars. We just built cars. Like we got electric cars. We like within the past 70 years, we got electric cars.
I mean, we went from HD to 4K.
And then we got Ultra HD 4K.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
You can see inside apartments and buildings,
We
like
got
of
5G
screens
now.
and shit. Now it's crazy, and we about to be on
yeah, we got
past that.
5G. Yeah.
Nothing's off limits, man. I'm just excited to see what else is going to be in the next.
Our generation, our lifespan, we're gonna.
And I
see
think they're
yeah.
normalizing
some
it because
shit.
with technology catching up, I think to a point where we're more open-minded. I think they're trying to normalize, extra species being about. That's why they're trying to open up even like genders of sex and everything. Just be open-minded to everything along with this technology growing, because sky could be the limit if you're not so closed-minded or religious and stuff like that, where you only believe in this one walk of life. If
So what
can
would
believe-
you do if an alien landed and you saw it? And would you walk towards it?
I'll
Would
probably
you run?
fist bump, like, what's up, bro?
I
Good?
feel like you would tell.
I would ask him
be
straight
able
up.
To communicate.
I would ask him what are your intentions? Like,
Because
for
could
real.
any of you imagine like a hardcore Christian meeting an alien?
Or a Catholic.
Oh, they would faint. They'd
They
probably
probably
shit their fucking pants.
And they will go back
And
and,
that's
be
why I
like
say
lost.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's nothing wrong with the government trying to normalize a lot
That
of
goes
stuff
for every
that we see.
religion that doesn't believe in aliens. Any person in disbelief of an alien, if they see one, they're fucking faint. I don't care if you're.
That's just like seeing a ghost.
Yeah, exactly though. I don't
At that
care.
point, you're gonna believe in ghosts. Like, man,
Exactly.
you know what,
There's so
man?
many skeptics of ghosts, and then you see one, and they're like, oh yeah, no, they're real. Like, it's not
And
a
I think that's
hallucination.
why, like I said, they play this game. Like,
Yeah.
you get one person who really seen a ghost, and now like you got to convince
At that point,
100,000 people. Like
Once
that's
they-
very hard to do, man.
once they
Yeah.
introduce themselves, we really need to dive into quantum physics. I feel like, because I believe in
Tony
that shit.
Stark, baby.
For real, I believe in other dimensions. I believe in all that.
Quantum, bro.
Quantum physics. That might be the the thing that might unlock the human race. Like we might get to everything once we like really understand that.
Will that be good or bad though?
Well, they found water
If we can
on
legit
Mars.
access everything, especially
We just met aliens. We need to understand. They want us to understand at this point. That's why they introducing themselves. Because I feel like they understand it, so we should.
I can't remember where I heard it from.
That's
but
why they're here. Because they're
there's like a whole
interdimensional beings,
contract.
technically, right?
I agree with what you're saying, but I'm not 100% sure the people, are going to use it the right way.
No, there's a lot of evil out
You
there.
shrug your shoulders, but
Because
that's my whole
because
thing.
what if it
though,
makes us like kind of like Lucy? Like, what if it like don't even give us 100%, but because they say we only use 10%? What if like if humans understand quantum physics a little bit more, we can unlock maybe 15%? I think by unlocking 15%, we won't be so ignorant. And maybe we can just naturally grow and just just keep pushing the needle.
Could you
I think that's why some people
You would
they're
adapt
trying
with animals. We would be more compassionate. We wouldn't be locking them up. We would probably be able to tame them through telepathic talking and shit.
So if I can go this route,
We could coexist with shit a lot easier. I feel like.
I think
with
that's
more
why they're trying to
brain
normalize psychedelics too, because that allows you to access a different plane of existence that you didn't see on a different scale. So
like
I mean,
Colorado and Oregon.
yeah, like you could call it with shrooms or anything. It's okay out there.
It is. Oregon and Colorado are very forward thinking.
So I guess it's just regulating like how you want to like make this next leap or next level in life, because it's going to happen whether we like it or not. So I guess it's just us adjusting to like how it's going to be, and like I said, be open. I guess, yeah,
For sure.
So
That's why you need to be open to getting a shot if you want to be a part of that new world.
I mean, no. A lot of people have their own.
new world.
Their own.
I'm telling you, man, that shot is really going to let people into a new world, because there's a lot of people going to get left behind and feel salty when they can't travel. But I think that's going to cause violence in a weird way. When people can't travel and feel like they're told like some of their freedoms are taken away because they don't have a shot or a medical card to get into certain places.
I don't think that's
going to cause a
right.
problem.
I don't. Like, I'm not a Republican or anything, but like, I don't think that's right to like limit people. Make them wear a mask, obviously, but
I think people are just going to drive more.
That's
You
what I
think?
think too. Yeah.
I think airlines are gonna take a slight dip in money because they can't physically fly. But I mean,
Yeah.
if you can rent depending on where you go, like I'm not gonna
And
drive
that's what
here
I'm
to
saying. There's certain
California. But
private businesses.
If
if you were gonna
don't
go to
have let you
Florida,
in.
I mean, now your drive to Florida is not as bad.
I mean,
because
that's a long time.
Well, okay.
that's still. I mean, I agree.
If it's one person,
But say if
just
places like
driving,
Walt
that's a
Disney and
lot.
Disneyland say you can't get in without a mask because it's
No,
so
you
big
can't,
here and so
though.
many people.
You can't. You have to wear a mask at Disney World. Like, there's no.
I mean,
like, you
without a
can't
shot.
even
I
have
mean,
it
I'm
under
correct
your
myself.
nose.
What if you can't get in without a shot to Disney World? Like, we want this to be completely COVID free because of how many people are here.
then once you get in, you don't have to wear a mask. Everybody here is clean.
That's what I'm saying. There's gonna
I
be
would
some
have to see
places
something
where
that
it's like-
everybody on your staff.
Well, they said that
Also has that shot.
the COVID.
Because I feel like small private business owners, if they want that after a while, like you have to have a shot to work here. You can't tell a business owner they're wrong.
But when you at Disney World, well, not at Disney World, like the little card you get when you get vaccinated, they're saying that that's not going to be
Like sufficient.
to like fly
Well,
and
people are
stuff
faking it,
because
yeah.
you have to get a World Organization vaccine card to prove that you got the vaccine, because people are like healthcare workers are stealing cards and just getting paid to give them out.
I think they're
like,
gonna
it's
put
like
it
a
on your
side
ID or
hustle now.
something. Watch to where you can't fake it.
Vaccinated, yes.
See,
or
but
no.
then I'm not paying for a new ID.
No, they.
I don't think
feel
it should.
it
Like, if
be
you get a
free.
shot, it should be free. Like, why? I already
Right.
got the shot. It should be
well,
a free
like you said,
thing.
though, if they do put it on your ID, I mean, to get the federal badge on the new ID, you gotta pay for a new one.
There should be a waiver fee. Like, there should be something set up to
I'd
where like
hope.
you get a
I don't know,
waiver for
man.
that, because
I gotta
if,
pay.
if you're a responsible citizen, went and got the vaccine, I need a new ID to prove that, so I'm not faking it. There should be a waiver fee set up to where I'm not really paying for a new ID. I
Right,
think that's
right.
only right.
Yeah, but there's cost associated with everything.
And that's why I think, like I said,
But
that's how
I
they're
feel
gonna
like
get
it's
their
not
money off of
fair.
free
It's not fair,
vaccination.
It's not fair, yeah.
Because, like, what about the poor?
Oh, for sure,
Like,
for sure.
You
Like,
know?
right, we listen to y'all and we got to pay for a new ID.
No, so
Like,
here,
we did what you wanted
so-
us to do.
So I have a tax question that I'd like to talk about
Okay.
right now. So it kind of goes with what you said a little bit ago and what Gabe said about driving.
Okay.
So right now we are in an age we're growing in technology, and electric cars are becoming more and more
Because,
produced.
man, those electric Mustangs are sexy. I
No,
like them.
that's 100% electric. So
I
what,
know.
what that means is that they aren't paying for gas.
Nope.
And gas has its own tax. If you go to the pump station down the street here, it says that Ohio we have a 30 some cent tax, and the federal government has an 18 cent tax on every gallon of gas. That goes to fund infrastructure for the country. So now you have a class of people that are buying electric cars. They are spending, of course, a lot of money on those cars, but they are not paying that tax, but they're riding those roads. And our infrastructure is not good right now. It's very it's lacking in a lot of ways. Bridges, roads, deteriorating, and actually the Department of Transportation is running a deficit. They've always since about 2000 they've been doing it. So you kind of correlate. Electric cars have been kind of around maybe 10 years now at least. And Prius was probably the first. So would you oppose to removal of the fuel tax in replacement with a tax that is based on vehicle miles driven per year? So you'd have to either report it, or they have some sort of, they're trying to figure out what to do.
I see what you're saying, because they need to make that money
So
somehow.
that's capitalism.
Because
either
people
way
are
you look
driving.
at it.
Well,
And my
they
thing
need
is,
to
because
make it
people are
equitable.
charging their cars at home technically, so it's getting put on their electric bill. So I don't know if maybe you can take some type
So
of
why
tax
would they
from
just
that.
tax the electric company?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe tax the electric companies somehow. But I
could,
see what you're saying.
but-
But you're gonna have to at
Because-
some point report your miles driven, because they do need tax money for the roads being used.
You know,
I see what you're getting at.
So basically, there's a whole debate. What about semi truck drivers? How do you
I need all the money.
Cost of goods would go up. Cost of goods would go up, of course, because you're taxed now. The vehicles are being taxed,
You
and
know how much gasoline is for truck drivers? They spend a large chunk just to pay
Right,
for gas.
because my thing is, and here's the weird thing though, like I know they're trying to find money for that, but you got to think about the good happening. If everybody goes electric, you're cleaning up the ozone layer, you're helping.
Our
Yeah,
air,
there was a
our air is differently.
documentary-
Like
There's
our
a
health is
documentary,
different.
Like when we went into shutdown, it's called "The Year the Earth Changed," and literally in India, you could see after 12 days of lockdown, you could see the Himalayan mountains.
Clear out.
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah,
you could
yeah.
see them because India has so much traffic and like
Smog.
smog. You couldn't see them before.
What if we're the virus?
We are. We're a plague. We're literally a plague to the earth. If we disappeared, all of us right now, we all
The earth
died.
will heal.
The earth
naturally.
would heal.
Everything be covered in
Animals
like
would
grass
thrive.
and like.
Endangered species would not be endangered anymore because there's sea turtles that wouldn't usually lay eggs on Florida beaches because of spring breakers. And the year that we went into lockdown, they tripled their numbers because they were laying
For the
eggs
first time in
on
30
Juno
years.
Beach.
So to answer your question, John, though, I think I would not be opposed to it, like a driving tax, because I don't drive that much myself. Cause
Right, so if you don't drive, you don't got to pay for the
I
taxes on
probably
the
would
road.
pay less in taxes than I would do.
But some people would. See, there's a but
So
but
that's just me personally, but I
Right.
get.
to make it equitable. So for example, the person that's paying for this electric vehicle now is not paying the tax that goes towards repairing infrastructure. So
And then I can do you one better. So then, like you guys said, to tax the electric companies. Well, what if I have solar panels, and now my electric bill is already half of what yours is?
I want to do that.
Your
Oh, it's
electric
so
panels,
much.
yeah.
Me and my
I
mom,
know.
me and my
It'll
mom
go
been talking about it
way, like, man.
all year. You don't.
Yep.
You use. You
Let me
use
know if
half
it
of
works, because I read a lot of reports. Some people say it do work. Some people don't. Say
You
it
don't
work. I
see
need
it
to
within
know.
the first year, but after the first year, when like the winter kicks in, your bill is just
So
you
I-
barely even see.
And
it.
even if it does, the property value of that house where it's
Yeah,
at
it's-
goes
it-
up.
yep.
It's
It
like,
does.
man, it's efficient.
What about windmills though? Like,
yeah, wind powers.
I heard, man, those would be hard to put up on like in permits
no,
for.
they're
My
very
friend tried to
makes
put
a lot
one
of
up.
noise.
expensive to
Yeah.
put up, but when you put them up, your bill is non-existent.
And actually, a lot of those power companies buy back from you the power you produce over what you
Right.
do.
So
But
they
I
might
will-
give you money.
But I will say though, when I worked for the building department, we only have maybe at that time in 2018 we maybe had 4 or 5 houses in the whole city that had solar panels. There was one company that came out here from Michigan, and they installed like $20,000, or it was probably more than that, about $25,000 maybe, worth $25,000 worth of solar panels on a house over on the west side. The electrical inspector, he came back and we were talking about it, he was like, those are a waste of money. That part, because he said what they got, he said the panels aren't going to produce it's not going to produce
What's
enough.
needed.
Yeah, it's not going to produce enough. It's basically
So pretty much, if you don't invest the proper amount, it's a waste of money. That's what I'm saying, and that's what some of the reports were saying that I read.
There's 2 people around where I live that got solar panels,
I didn't even know
and
that.
one of them got some big ones.
It just looks dope though.
it does look
No,
dope.
lie.
Yeah. So you see on the highways now, if you go past like farmland, there's some solar panels and that's good.
I don't know, John. To answer your question, because that's why I've been over here thinking, it's going to be really hard to because I feel like it's kind of wrong to look for another way to tax the American people because they're finding efficient ways to travel and help save the environment.
It's
It's
$2 to $4
definitely
million to
a
install a
dual-edged
wind
sword.
turbine.
You know what I mean? Because if I go out and I'm technically helping the earth by getting an electric car and I'm saving money and I'm paying more on my electric bill, just a little bit more because I'm charging at home, like you're going to find another way to tax me because I'm using the road. Like I understand, but come on, bro. I'm cutting the environment a break.
I think the bargain system is about to come back.
And that's
weird.
why I think, like I said,
It would be nice.
it would
if
have to be a
about to come back.
percentage,
Yeah.
like certain miles.
But how would
like
you
you said.
report how many miles you driven?
See,
That's the tricky part.
There was like 8. So this article came out, and there was 8 different ways to report. And there
Let me hear it.
So the first was you self-report. So every time you register each year, you self-report.
You can't do that. Human error.
No, people are gonna human error. People are gonna start fudging numbers. The other
The
extreme,
rich are going to definitely fudge numbers.
the other extreme has to deal with privacy issues. There was a GPS unit that was being pushed around saying they can install it in your car and it can do it for you, but also then there again privacy issue with.
But let's be
where
real,
you
chips
go.
are already there, so you might as well. So I'm kind of down with that because it's already there.
It's interesting.
I would just make it real short and easy.
You gotta make it easy.
Oil changes mandatory for like 6 months, right? Let's just hypothetically say
Hold
that.
on, do they even have oil?
Well, I'm
I
just
mean, they're electric.
They still have oil.
they would have
Do
to
they?
some type of maintenance.
What keeps those
You have
parts
to
so
Some
slick,
type
you
of
have
ma-
to
I
slick
wonder-
the
I wonder
motor
now.
still.
Like, is
That's
there
oil
oil?
is for the motor, so you have to still slick the
Any
They
motor.
still got gears in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying like an actual oil change, but like just a service check.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Just two plates rubbing together.
just
You need
like
some
how
type
you
of
just how you got it now.
lubricant.
You got 30,000 miles, and then 3375, whatever the next
That's
number
the
is.
next oil change.
Yeah, that's your next oil change. So now you break down. You go from there. You go 5,000 miles, and you break it down how many days there is. And I mean, it sounds easy to do.
The way
It's
I look at
so-
hold on. Now
so-
that I think about it, no, what you're saying is not too far fetched because technically every car has a PIN number and needs to be checked in. So
Exactly.
technically, if you get service every 3-4 times a year,
90 days, and you
Exactly.
did 3,000 miles. You just
and when
divide
they
that.
log in your car's maybe PIN number or something, that number's shot automatically to the government and it's attached to maybe like your tax code or something on your W-2. So that way when it comes, they'll mail you a tax code. This is how many miles you driven this year.
Well,
we already know from
they
your
have-
service
I'm
change.
patenting this shit right now.
No,
They have
listen.
VIN
I'm not gonna say it's
numbers.
already patent because even car dealerships, when you get a policy for your insurance, when you fill it out, they say how many miles are you gonna drive this year? It's 10,000, 12,000,
Right, in the
and they
code.
base it off that. Your wage, so what you pay for insurance, how much you drive. Even like some companies, like you overdrive too much, we're gonna pay you for you. We're gonna pay you for how much you drive instead of just setting a certain rate. Like
Right.
you only drive 10 miles per hour. I mean 10 miles every so
Right.
often. This is how much you're gonna pay.
You're gonna
Like
save
10
money.
cents.
Well, they have VIN numbers on every car.
Right.
Okay, so if you register that with the United States government, and then they put a microchip to
Chips
record
are in
your
all
miles,
electric cars.
That VIN
they
number,
can
right.
just do that with
That's what
the
I'm saying. And
whole
on
tax
TurboTax,
season.
enter your serial code in this bar. That's how many miles you've driven, and they'll deduct from your stuff.
This tax is being
That's
recommended
simple.
for both
I
fuel.
like that a lot.
This tax is being recommended for fuel and electric. So it's not just electric; it's everybody. So we would shift from this federal tax.
It'd be harder for fuel cars. I think that.
That's what I'm saying. It's this tax is based for everybody, so it's equitable and fair that I'm a fuel driver and you're an electric driver and you're not paying any taxes.
Wait, is this not a thing? If not, we need to patent this because this is.
That's what. No,
Yes.
this is all hypothetical. This is
Yeah.
all.
This
like,
is
stuff.
a current issue. So basically,
It's on us network. We started this. Don't nobody else do it.
For
So
real.
there's an infrastructure bill that's going in. Basically, it's getting planned right now. The COVID bill, the relief bill that we just passed in January, February, was 1.something trillion.
Yep.
This is a $3 trillion package. So this is
I know.
basically what
I'm gonna get 300 a
3
month for
trillion
Amari
though.
starting
3
in July.
trillion.
Well, you can opt out for it too. Like if you
getting
want to
mine.
collect the child tax credit at the end of the year when you do your taxes, like we have normally always done, you can opt out and not get the $300 to $250 a month.
Oh, then that's what I'm doing. I need all mine at the end of the year.
And just get the whole lump sum at the
I need
end
all
of the
that.
year,
I'm getting my lump.
or
we'll
you
see.
can get the $300 a month.
Give me my Willie lump.
So we'll see. No, but when you were away, basically we talk about taxes. It's kind of boring, but I just wanted to hear everybody's thought on the tax part of it. Like replacing. I think what would happen is you put a vehicle miles driven tax in. Some people will pay more. Some people will pay less, and hopefully that earns them enough revenue to keep the roads up.
Well, actually, I just thought about it. You know how I said I don't think you can do
Honestly,
it for
the
the
roads
fuel
aren't
too.
even
Actually,
up. They're
because you got to
going
get
to
service on your gas car. Say if you don't do it every 3 or 4 months like you do with an electric car, I think if you still do it the same way like with an electric car, like dock those miles and they send you a code at the end of the year to put in your TurboTax, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
I think you can do it a fair way. Just you would have to do it at maintenance.
Cause when you said that
Pretty
though,
much.
like I do see us like on TurboTax. If TurboTax wants to do this, your VIN number each year you
That they
register.
mail you.
Right. This is how much from January 1st till January 1st. the
Or
whole year.
December 31st.
December 31st, January 1st. Your VIN number goes in right there, and December 31st, you put it in again, and it generates how much you drove, and then we're going to tax you based on that, and you
Boom.
And
just
then,
pay
like,
that.
if you sell your car, you have to, like, report that you sold it at a certain date.
Right.
And
Which
got
we-
this
which we
car.
do.
And this is how much you driven in your new car. Yeah, all that.
It's a huge undertaking. I mean, so this tax right now is so fucking simple. It's you pay it at the pump, and it's
Yeah.
Could you imagine somebody going to jail for avoiding like driving taxes?
What you in for, man?
I think that
Listen,
shit's so
Man, I wasn't
stupid.
reporting my miles, bro.
You
He
too,
said,
yeah.
he said car tax invasions.
Oh my
Literally.
god.
That's literally how it is, though, man. Yeah.
so there is states or I'm sorry, not states, but other countries that do have that kind of tax already. So I would say recommend look at them places, see what they're doing, see what works, what doesn't.
Right, go with the number one person who's already doing it the right way. Number one, copy that model. Simple. Y'all do it in business all the time.
So
That goes back to my question. Would you want to be the first person to do something like that? It's pros and cons to being the first person to do stuff, but it's on us podcast. Nobody sell our idea, all right, for real, because if that's not a thing, we can make that a thing.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you just go patent it, and then when it happens, you get paid off it?
So we're not going to release this episode, all right?
Right. Yep.
We're going to wait to do that, though. But no,
You
that's
just cut this part out. Just cut
no,
it
that's
out.
dope, though. So, like I said, we have,
Problem
ideally,
solvers.
I think we can create a solution company, though.
You said that to me when I showed you my solution at our house. Because remember how I told you about how you can go to YouTube Kids and do all that? Like, I showed him and Kay and Julian my idea, and they thought it was good. Pretty much, okay, it was a Savage Megan video, okay? All she did was literally take a cartoon, it did the TikTok dance, and it had her words from the rap, like, in the background.
okay.
And I said, if you literally took out bitch and all the, like, bad words and just put in her clean version, put those words on, and that cartoon was doing the TikTok dance, and that was on YouTube Kids, would you be mad at your kid watching Megan Thee Stallion if it's the clean version watching a cartoon doing a TikTok dance? No. It's innocent.
No?
And like I was trying to tell her, and I told her she's right. It's not the entertainer's job to raise your child. It's not. But if you pay a person
Yes, it
to
is.
create
I'm too
that channel
consumed in my
for
life.
you on YouTube Kids, and my thing is, and like I told her, you're going to create revenue on YouTube Kids. You don't put content on there and it's just for free. You get paid from YouTube Kids content too. So you're creating extra revenue, so you're not really coming out of pocket paying that person doing that job. If anything, say if you make an extra $300K just from that material, you pay them $100K for their extra troubles, you pocket the extra $200K. Now when parents come at you and say, oh, I don't like your content, your material's bad, you can come back and fire back and say, I literally set up a YouTube Kids account where I have nothing but clean audio
So that's
and
on
TikTok
you
dances.
to make sure they're on YouTube Kids, not YouTube.
And that's why I said if I sold that idea to one celebrity and one celebrity did it and it was super effective and it shut parents up, I bet you all celebrities would do it. Just imagine Moneybag Yo on YouTube Kids and it's just his clean version. And it's just somebody doing a TikTok dance, a little cartoon, clean words. It's not bad.
I feel like we'd be giving too much free game, man.
But I'm saying, like, I was riding to school listening to what would you do if your son was at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because he's hungry? Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's a good song.
And the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man with a little bit of money. Like,
and his daddy's gone.
How do you
or
censor
my
that?
neck,
Like,
my back. Like, there's certain songs like that. I'm
Like,
saying you
we
can't
all
put on
rode to
YouTube
school
Kids, but
listening to that shit, and if you didn't, you know, I mean, whatever. But I did.
talk
Times
about-
are different. When we
For
grew
Yeah,
up, it's
it's
not the
definitely
same.
different.
Y'all know that Ludacris song like that?
Move, bitch.
I want to move to the bed, down, down, down. To the
No, I just think that we're in a
Nah,
time.
what's the Eminem song that you make my pee pee go? But doing, 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 like,
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
That's definitely not flying.
You know what I mean?
My auntie actually got mad and got like turned that off. Like she cussed
Turn
us
that
out.
shit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we grew up to certain stuff like that too. So it's not like it's new, but I literally came up with a solution for all celebrities. If they just create a YouTube channel, send their clean stuff there, have a TikTok cartoon on there with all your clean words. Tell the parents, send them there, because if they ain't doing that, then it's on you. You're a bad parent. And I would completely
I
agree
wouldn't
with
say you're a
them.
bad parent.
You are. You're letting your kids watch YouTube. There's YouTube Kids with clean material on there
I
now.
let my son listen to Cardi B, except for WAP. I don't let him listen to WAP. That's
Well,
the
I
only
wouldn't be on
song.
YouTube Kids. That's where YouTube Kids got to come in and say no. I don't care if you're a wet ass pussy cat or whatever. No, you can't be on this channel. We see through that. We read between those lines.
Jace literally has like a Cardi B poster in his room
If it's up,
that he got for his birthday.
then it's
See, he is me when I was younger with Lil Kim.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Had her on my wall in the pose, so it's like, okay, well,
Jason's
it's kind of
very
it's
versatile.
revived, right? It's revived. Everything is like it's supposed to like come back and be revived.
See, I was an
in
Aaliyah
space.
person. I like the
Oh, I had her.
Everybody loved
Listen.
Aaliyah.
Everybody loves Aaliyah, right?
Alicia Keys. That was my type too. when I
That was my
younger.
girl. Ashanti.
See, I feel
I
like
was
growing
like,
up, Beyonce
Sexy
was
black,
just
play
running
the
shit.
piano.
Yeah,
big
she was.
smile.
So I don't know. I feel like Beyonce. If I had to put anybody, I was never one of those people that put posters on my
I didn't
wall.
do posters neither.
Or like, I mean, I played sports. So
Well, I had a
my
Tupac
plaques
one.
on the
I did
wall,
have a
low key.
Tupac.
Well, you know,
But yeah, like if any female, it was Beyonce. She been running shit since.
I'm sorry,
I
she's
can't
overrated. I don't know.
But she been top tier. You can't
Do
say
not
she's
say
not
that
top
on this
tier.
podcast.
All right, real quick,
Beehive,
real
we
quick.
apologize.
Can we do like
Do
top
not have
five?
Beehive coming
Top
after
five
us.
posters if you were a
Beehive, I
kid.
do
What would you
not
have on your wall?
apologize for that.
Me personally,
Top five. If you had to choose between like,
I feel like
what
How
five people
old
would you
am
have
I?
when you are? Let's say like, how old is Jace?
He's 8.
8. Let's say 8 to
10,
8 to 10 years old.
8 to 10. So
What was I into? I was 8 to
I'd
10.
probably have like Derek Jeter on my wall,
I had
Little
Pokemon.
Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
Braun.
8 years old.
I said 8 to 10. I'm going with the more than the 10 side. I'm just trying to relate shit from when I was 10 years old.
Right.
What was I into? You know what I'm saying? So baseball. So I'm going Jeter, Braun. He wasn't in the league yet, but I mean, so fuck, who would be in the league then?
I was into Pokemon. I
She
had
had Pikachu
I
on
had
her wall.
I did. I had Pikachu on my wall.
See.
I was a
trying to catch 'em
tomboy.
all.
I was a very much a tomboy.
So wait, so were you a part of that flock that like went out to Cleveland and collect like Pokemons when it was like
Oh
relevant?
no!
Pokemon Go,
Like when
no.
Pokemon Go, I was like 20 something. So like
Okay, so-
that wasn't. I was trading cards with my neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was.
Don't get me
trading
wrong. I am a Pokemon
cards.
master though.
I had a whole binder full of
Don't-
Pokemon cards.
I got my
Like,
badges.
I wish I would have kept it because it would probably be some money today.
No, for me, going off Gabe though, I probably would have had like Kobe Bryant.
Definitely.
Probably would have had like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, just because my upbringing. Probably would have had some type of wrestling poster, like maybe like
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
that too. Let me see.
DX.
Definitely Lil Wayne would probably be like in my room as well.
I would have to, if I'm going to add 2 people, I'm going to say Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, just
I
like what you were
definitely had
into, your
Spice
interest will be
Girls.
on your wall.
I had Spice
Right.
Girls on my wall, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Pokemon. I was a whole
You was into like B2K too.
Yeah. I was into like 98 Degrees.
People were devastated when they broke up. Like my sister
Yeah.
really like cried. I'm like, you don't even know them. They don't know you. Like, why are you crying?
The
but
same
so
reason when
invested.
fucking Harry Styles, what was that? It was recently, like more recent, but it was like Harry Styles. What were they called?
Oh, Harry Styles.
One Direction?
Yes, when One Direction broke up,
they broke
people
up?
like were crying about
They broke
it.
up.
Yeah,
They
they,
did?
always broke up.
So
yeah, like
they
Harry
did that.
Styles went off on his own. Zayn went off on his own.
I mean, bands aren't meant to be forever. I'm gonna be real. There's only a few.
Yeah.
Pop star bands like pop boy bands and boy bands, they don't last forever.
No bands last forever. Look at
Justin
Ronald. Look at
Timberlake.
Ronald McDonald. He was with a whole crew. It's just him now. Like, come on, man.
Hamburglar.
Right. Where they at now? What are they doing? That's what I want to know. Like,
That purple blob.
Yeah,
Where the
like-
fuck's he at?
they ain't relevant. They just focus on Ronald. That's how it is though.
You know who always been a solo act? Wendy. She
Wendy.
ain't never had
Always.
nobody.
What
Just
about
her,
what
her
about
and
the
her
King?
circle. I swear he had a crew back in the day, didn't he? I swear he had some people with him.
No,
I'm
he
after-
never. It was always just the
It was
Burger
just the
King.
King?
Yeah, it was always the King.
The OG.
They even changed their slogan now. Like,
That's
Instead
what
of-
happened to his crew.
instead
The
of
King
having
took
your
out the Hamburglar and all of them.
Yep.
He left
What
Ronald
was
just
the
to
one
be alone.
girl with the crazy like
the
I don't know.
Starbucks lady. I think that's what it was.
She looked like she holding her legs up.
Yeah, there's a whole like conspiracy theory. Like, what is it? She's like evolving.
Yeah.
The logo like keeps going like this.
Yep.
High priest witch.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's just so much though, bro. Like, again, we're living in a good and different time.
We're
can
living in
really-
history.
History. For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Can you imagine how spicy the history books are gonna be?
Right. I'm gonna be teaching my son about this and my grandchildren about
Mom, do
these
you
times.
remember the 2020? Or can you imagine like Grandpa? Do you
Why'd y'all buy
remember
a bottle of toilet paper?
2020? Like,
Yeah, why is all the toilet paper going this period of time? Yeah, people thought that was the end.
no, I remember I could not find baby wipes anywhere,
Yeah.
and Amari was little, so like I needed baby wipes.
I found
I
a
even
few.
made
When I
a-
did, I
I-
bought bulk. I had to.
I even made a post like, if I see you with more than one pack of baby wipes, I'm robbing you.
Damn.
That's
there was no way you
That's
had to
real as
like
fuck.
buy them on Amazon. Like
Luckily, I found some all the time. She never had to resort to robbing nobody.
I would have.
That's good.
I
That's
would have.
good.
Don't test me.
I don't know, man. I've been listening to some music lately that got me like
That's what I'm
different
saying.
Butcher.
space, though. You know.
Yeah, who are you singing today, Gabe? I have not listened yet.
Benny the Butcher, Conway, who else?
Conway the Machine.
They sound like pirates.
West Side Gun.
West Side Gun.
You say that until you
But
hear what they talking
But
about.
this is like they're telling a story which I thoroughly enjoy because it's like that really was their life. I feel like it's mine when I listen, but like that's their life though. And like they like give you their upbringing, what they come from, what they struggle with, and they're not selling. Some people are selling like that false stream of when they're rapping just to like fit into the course, but some people actually live that life.
Right, like Plies, he was always telling his brother's story. That was never his real story. He was an R&B artist, but like a lot of that gangster stuff, that was his brother.
So you kind of gotta feed into like what's going on. But no,
For sure.
it's good music though.
Yeah, they're Buffalo Bills fans.
Right.
They're lit.
They jumped through tables.
Nice.
I don't know about them specifically, but yes, Buffalo Bill fans do jump through tables. That's pretty cool.
Do
though.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
At their
That's how they
tailgates.
celebrate.
Yeah, no, I think they're beforehand.
Beforehand?
Yeah, beforehand.
Oh, my.
At their tailgates.
Tailgates, yeah.
But don't they do it in celebration, too?
I think
Yeah.
so, but I know they do it beforehand as well.
What do we do as Browns fans?
Just
you
get
got a
fucked
Browns
up.
fan?
There's so I seen a big thing of
Embark.
Mason Rudolph, and I seen a dude have like a big ass stick with the helmet on it, and basically it's like a pinata like that, which is pretty funny. I think
pretty
that's
funny.
pretty funny.
We can do that, I guess.
That's good trolling.
Right though, I don't know. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah. So we're almost at an hour.
Right, we was talking about 25. That
Yeah.
Well, we're in the groove. We just we go though. So that's fine.
Right.
Yeah. So anything a wellness check, I'll do that real quick.
There we go.
So on a wellness tip, how you guys 1 through 10, just physically, emotionally, however you want to like play that.
I mean, I'm feeling good. We literally had a whole rapid fire conversation this entire podcast. When you think about it, we didn't even stick to a
You mean
topic.
just like home life?
And with that being said, that just lets me know that we're all in good space. I think you guys are in good space, if that's safe to assume. And I don't know, I'm feeling good.
I want
I'm
to
gonna say an
snozberry.
Finally out of
I'm
quarantine.
gonna say an 8
Snosberry.
because there's always room
Happy
for
to be
improvement.
back around you
There you
guys.
go. That's good.
That's Snosberry. Like
So that's where I'm at.
There's only 2.
What about you,
Black
John?
cherry.
I think, overall, I'm probably,
That
like you said,
Snosberry
eight,
tastes like
9-ish. Yeah, somewhere in there. There's room for improvement. And there's, of course, everybody has a lot going on. So it's just kind of trying to
Weird
balance
times.
that. Yeah.
Weird
yeah.
times.
RFI, room for improvement.
Yeah.
Room for improvement, yeah. Tomorrow's my birthday, so
Happy birthday, John.
28.
28.
Chapter
I
28.
feel old.
What's tomorrow's date?
26.
Ooh. You already
Wait,
had
So
that.
what
I thought it
sign
was
does
your
that
golden,
make you?
your golden,
Golden year.
yeah, whatever that is.
What's your
Yeah.
sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus.
Boo.
Ooh.
Grew up in a house full of them.
Boo.
Bullheaded.
I don't know what that means.
My
but-
mom, my dad, my brothers, except for Alex. Me and Alex are the only 2 different signs. I'm a Scorpio. He's a Sagittarius. The other 4 are all Taurus. We grew up in a house of bulls.
Scorpio gang.
Gang,
I'm
gang.
an Aquarius. I'm a very rare breed.
I'm a Gemini. There's 2 sides of me.
We're
I-
both
I- I
air
can be-
signs.
I can be nice to you, or I can be like a dick
Exactly.
and rude. So you pick your side.
Scorpios.
That's what air
Just
signs,
don't
they
fuck
can
with people.
flow.
Like, we have
Air
our
signs
own
can
way
flow
of doing
whatever
the
way.
best,
That's
man.
why
We're
we're
the best.
cool.
It's that
Yep.
simple.
Survive.
We were the chosen.
Yeah, I honestly do believe like
That shit
Scorpio.
is- yeah.
I feel like Scorpios are very
We're just our own. We're just like our own
You're
shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Overrated.
Some of my
Overrated.
best friends,
Overrated.
some of my
What are
best
you
friends are
again?
Scorpios though.
I'm
so-
an Aquarius.
You're Aquarius. Go to the water.
We
then.
see stuff that
No,
even ain't
we're
supposed
air
to see.
signs. We're not even water signs.
We're
Y'all are
water.
water signs.
Yeah, we're water. The air, water, and I think he's fire. I believe.
No, he's Earth.
Earth. Okay, Taurus is Earth.
Are we talking about the Avatar bender right now? Or are we
Right.
But air signs coincide with fire signs very well. Like we get along with Leo, Sagittarius, and
But it makes
Aries
sense
very
because
well.
you need air and that friction to create even a bonfire.
Air needs fire needs air.
Right. It gives oxygen
Earth
to like.
needs water. That's why Earth
Gabe,
and
you
water
done
signs
again.
get along very well.
We water your grounds.
Like I said, us Scorpios,
We make the grass greener.
We just do our own
First of all,
thing.
you're psycho. Like, you're
We're not.
low-key
Why do you
psycho.
say that? Why do people say that?
We're not though.
That
I
goes back
live-
to what I said this morning.
I live with two
Thank
of
you.
them. I know
We're not.
this.
I just don't think people honestly get us. We see stuff that people don't want us to see. We call out stuff, and my thing is, and when we lash out, I think it's like very powerful, and it comes off like very harsher than other signs, and I don't know why. But my thing is raging waters. Nobody likes raging waters. You know what I mean? So I feel like we rub people the wrong way when we get like hot.
But then you get mad when I turn into a tornado.
No, I don't get mad at all. You think I do, and that's
That's the problem.
That
To
coexists
the
though, because when
problem.
you're height,
A lot of the
heated,
times people
bubble
think
up,
I have an
water,
attitude or
tornado,
anything. It's
mad.
just me, myself. Like,
But we are we're very like controversial, but we're a very fun couple, air and water.
And we're
We
magnets.
can make like a kind of like a sea tornado.
As far as like on the energy scale, like we're the biggest magnets. Like Scorpios can
What's your
literally
girlfriend?
attract and repel people we want
her
in and out
birthday's
of our
September
life.
10th.
So she's a Virgo.
I didn't want to say that.
Ooh.
I'm not too sure about the actual signs and dates and shit. I
No,
thought that's what
she's
it
a
was,
Virgo.
but I'm
She's a
not.
Virgo.
Don't quote me on that. I know the date. That's all that matters.
People get into
Kudos
that.
to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Kudos.
Yeah. On the wellness tip though, I would say I am 10. I'm on most of the part. Like
Cut the zero off.
no, there's
I'm just playing with you.
10 for the most part. Like I said, not having social media really helped me upgrade like all of my emotions because I feel like I'm not so attached to that herd or like that. I have my own following. Like I can, if I really want to go into something, I can just do it. I don't have to like look and like wait to see like what the next wave's gonna be. Like I just create whatever I want to do.
You're not a sheep like the dude
Yeah.
John ran
We're all
into.
online getting
The
vaccines.
sheep that was getting a shot.
Sheep. I'm like, all right.
He's the black sheep. He just wanted to let y'all know he black.
I'm still a
He
sheep,
ain't
but
a
I'm
normal sheep.
Yes, and from a healthness standpoint, I am doing swell. I got my car back.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord,
There you go.
man. I
Back
feel-
on road.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So finally, can actually do what I want, go where I want, and not
Keep
have
that
to.
way.
You
Keep
know,
it that
yeah,
way.
exactly.
Yep.
I know it's my thing. Knock on wood. It should be good the rest of the year and the rest that I have her. So
Nice.
just pray that everything stays healthy, runs well.
Namaste. Namaste.
So we're at an hour. I'm sure we're gonna chop this up and
Yeah,
do whatever we gotta
could
do.
break it down. You know what we didn't do today?
We didn't introduce ourselves.
We did not. So with that
Wait,
being
who the
said,
fuck are we? Hold on.
so
We
with
just
that
talking?
being said,
No, I'm anonymous.
yeah,
QAnon.
we
It's
can.
like, no.
I feel like we can just introduce ourselves this week. You know, everybody should know by now. It's your boy Gabe.
Hey, John, I've been here for an hour. And hope you enjoyed the show.
If you don't know the voice by now, it's Cliff. I'm back, baby.
There we go. I'm Osh, Oscar, if you know me for my formal name, but Osh, I go by that too. So this is the It's On Us podcast. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Real quick before we do disperse, we didn't have you last episode, Clifton, and
I know you guys
the
gave me a
people
shout
needed
out.
you, bro. They really wanted I gave them like a little how did Jacob explain it, like fast philosophy. I don't know how he said it, but they're like, velocity. And I'm like, what the hell is that? He's like, oh, that was fast wisdom. So, Clifton, if you can give us a positive note to leave out on.
Okay. I'm about to hit you on the head with one. Success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive.
Whew.
Keep it moving.
Stay woke.
That's
Period.
heat. That's heat. This has been the episode of It's On Us. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening to IOU podcast, where you can reach us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, YouTube, and our Gmail is IOU podcast 440. And this has been a great episode with my boys, and stay tuned for next week. And God bless.